What is going on, IF Warriors? This is your boy Edward V, and today we're going to talk about how to not binge eat or how to stop binge eating right after breaking your fast. Stay tuned. So there's so many people all over the world. There's so many different emotions. There's so many different actions that people take when they break their fast. And it is sensitive because we don't know what people are going through. For me to stand here and say you should not binge eat at all when you break your fast, shame on you, will be me belittling that situation to just an action that someone chooses rather than an action that they feel trapped or compelled to do. And the temptation to binge eat is always there, especially for people who are starting off their intermittent fasting journey, or others who have grown tired of the sensation that they feel from intermittent fasting when their friends are constantly putting food in front of their faces, or family members are constantly mocking them about them fasting, and constantly putting food and testing them and making them feel like, hey, you should just break your fast right now, here's some food. So there's a lot of elements that can cause you to just crack and then start binge eating. Also, some people are prone to that emotionally. So when they do intermittent fasting, that may exacerbate it a little bit more. But there are tools that you can use that I researched to bring to the table for you to actually apply if that happens to you. One thing that you want to understand is that a lot of the connection to binge eating comes from an emotional aspect. So it could be things that are happening to you emotionally deep down inside that has nothing to do with actual hunger. It isn't a surface thing, it's something more deep down inside. It could be a girlfriend that you just broke up with, or for women it could be a boyfriend that you just broke up with, or something that you're feeling uncomfortable with, a new job, a new school, something like that. Taking on a new task, something new that makes you nervous, so you feel that you need to distract yourself a little bit. So what you go ahead and do is you start eating, and that food like gives you that comfort. So you just keep going, you keep going, you keep going. And if you have that emotion and you're fasting, you feel deprived of the food. So at the moment the window opens, you want to like smash in all that food before that window closes, because then you're gonna feel like, oh, they gotta wait this whole time. What's happening is when people eat that way after their window opens, when people just eat a lot of food because they want to make sure they get all their enjoyment of food before their window closes, they're not really practicing intermittent fasting the correct way. The way you should look at food is you should look at food kind of as like a source of energy, and not this grandeur, amazing experience. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for saying this, but I don't look at food at all as an experience in any way. People have created a scenario, a box that has trapped the common American into this, basically this box where it's like, hey, this is a moment, this is put your phone down, put your cell phones down, and then don't talk on the table, and I don't want to hear any yelling, and make sure to sit down in your seats that you like, and this is a family time. And for some people, they do prayer and stuff like that. But not a knock on religion or anything in that aspect. Those kind of acts and those kind of like things that people do create this high level of an experience for food. It makes food seem so like amazing, and every time you eat, it's just this amazing moment, as opposed to it just being a source of energy. or being a source of macronutrients and energy. Like, that's really what it is. Sure, would you want it to taste good? Of course. You want it to taste good so that you can go ahead and enjoy it while you eat it. But don't make it this experience. A lot of people make it this experience. And once you start to change your mindset from the food being an experience, like an amazing experience that you can't go without, once you start changing that, you just start looking at food as a tool to use for you to be able to, have your macronutrients, have the food that you need, have the calories that you need, and you look at it like that, just as numbers. That's when you start to pull yourself away. And by that I mean pull yourself away from what the enjoyment and the experience of food. All right, now more practical, more practicing actual practicality things that I can tell you about for stopping from binge eating. Just do certain things. If you see, something that you want to eat, you want to just go ahead and grab it and just start eating and don't take the entire thing with you. Don't take an entire container with you. Don't take an entire bag of chips with you. Don't take an entire roll of cookies. Just take a few. Take a few of them, and then, don't have the thing around you in any way, shape, or form. Put it away, put it in a different spot. Take a few cookies with you. Walk away and eat those, and then that's it. Don't go back to it. Do not go back to it. Get yourself away from the situation and stay away from the situation and eat whatever you need. Eat your Oreos, eat your 3 Oreos that you got, and that's it. Don't think about it. Do not think about it. Also, try to, if you feel that you're gonna do something that will trigger wanting to eat, try not to do that for a few moments. Drink some water. Drink 2-3 glasses of water. Fill that stomach up. That's the interceptor. Water is the interceptor. Fill your stomach up, and then go ahead and do the thing that you do normally that may trigger it. Something that triggers eating a lot for a lot of people is watching television. A lot of people trigger eating when they watch television because it's been done for so long. You go to the movies, you're watching a motion picture, and you're eating, and it's just like connected, and your brain just connects the two. And the moment your brain sees that you're watching TV or you're sitting down on the couch, it tells you, hey, you gotta get something to eat because this makes me feel comfortable. When that happens, when you know that you're about to watch TV, and you're gonna get that sensation before you watch TV, go ahead, drink 2 glasses, 3 glasses of water. Try to suppress your stomach from being full in any way, shape, or form, so you don't even think twice about trying to go ahead and binge eat. Another thing you can do is set timers for yourself when you're eating. Yes, I know you had a timer before you started eating, which is the don't eat timer, which is the fasting part of intermittent fasting. But if you have a problem binge eating, set timers for you. Say, okay, I'm gonna eat right now. I'm gonna give myself 30 minutes, and then I'm not gonna eat for like another 2 hours, and then I'm gonna give myself 30 minutes in that time. So create micro timers that locks you in. So the same way you were able to not eat for 20 hours if you do the warrior diet like myself, if you were able to not do 20 hours because you set a timer, then set a timer of eating. Because the thing about binge eating, you'll go and go and go and go and go, and the time is ticking. You next thing you know, it's like getting later and later and later. But if you set like little timers, you can actually structure yourself in that format, so then you don't pass that and you understand, okay, well, I gotta wait for a while. And while you're waiting, your stomach and how full you feel can start to catch up a little bit. So then later on, you probably won't even want to eat anymore. Your stomach has already caught up from the speed in which you were eating. It has already signaled the signals that need to be sent to your body to tell you that you're full, if in fact you're full at that moment. If not, it'll tell you you're semi-full or you're 75% full. You'll feel it. You'll know that you don't want a bunch of food, you just want a little bit more food. So, binge eating, one thing with binge eating that that causes so much eating is that your stomach takes time to tell you you're full. So you might be full and you're just going and going and going and going and going, and it takes some time to tell you, hey, you're full, buddy, stop eating. So if you give yourself time to eat again, you know, if you shorten it and give yourself some time and you time yourself, you may find that you don't even want to eat it anymore, because you just, you know, that's it. It stopped. You're done. You feel the fullness, or you feel the satisfaction in your stomach, so then you just stop. One thing that I also would tell you is preoccupying yourself with tasks that do not trigger. So this is the super counter to that, is preoccupying yourself with tasks that do not trigger eating at all. One thing with me that automatically never triggers eating. So if I had like a binge eating problem, this is where I would revert to 100%, is editing video. I can get so lost in editing video that it's like, whoa, what happened? What just happened? Like how many hours passed? Like I've done 25, 26 hour fasts simply because I was editing, and then when I look up at the time, I'm like, oh my God, it's time for me to eat. So use tasks that make you not want to eat. You know, going outside and playing basketball with your friends. That's another task that when I did that, I'm like, huh, what? I gotta eat? Oh, okay, let me go. And then so much time has passed and I didn't eat because I preoccupied myself. So if you ever feel that sensation might come over you to binge eat, go ahead and start doing these things that preoccupy you from thinking about food. Thus, it will, it'll counteract the whole binge eating system. So those are tips that I've researched, that I've looked up for you guys. I do not binge eat myself, but I can easily see how that can affect someone. I can easily see how somebody can emotionally do it. We as human beings want to feel comfortable. It isn't comfortable to be uncomfortable. And food is a comfort for a lot of people. So, and especially the really small things like chips and cookies and stuff like that, they're so small and they trick you into thinking, well, just one more, just one more, just one more. And then that can actually mess you up, because by the time you know it, you've taken in so many calories in such a small sitting. And then you even trick yourself even more sometimes, because then you, even though you took so many calories, you don't think you did, because you don't really measure it and you just eating like crazy. And then you go and eat even more calories later in the day. It's just like an addiction. Some people are susceptible to an addiction. Other people are not as susceptible to an addiction. So you got to treat it with the caution and the care that it deserves, but you also don't scapegoat intermittent fasting as the leading cause for binge eating, when many people, and actually most people that binge eat, don't even do intermittent fasting. So that is all for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any other questions to any other videos that I've had in the past, I'll have one up here, and I will have my subscribe button down here, so go ahead and hit that, and I will see you on Wednesday. Keeping it going, baby. Intermittent fasting, information galore. Peace.